Once again, awesome theme music there, Scott, from Creep Zotica. It's a band Scott's in. Also, Aaron works here, is in that band as well. If you ever get a chance, Creep Zotica, check it out. So,
hey, y'all. Welcome to episode 2 of the Vespa Motorsport podcast.
Fast podcast.
I have a really squeaky chair, so this is if you hear things in the background, it's the chair, not my old bones. So, all right, so here, listen, people, quick disclaimer. You know we got to do this stuff, legal stuff. Here we go. The views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the individual guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Vespa Motorsport, ScooterWest.com.
Right. So stories can be embellished, could be lies, just who knows.
Exactly.
None of it could be true. Don't hold us to it. May not be factual. Our grammar may not be that good.
What y'all mean by that now?
For kids who don't read, for kids who don't read good.
I don't learn so well.
Right.
Okay.
No grammar police.
All right. So let's do this. We had an event here this weekend. It was raining in sunny San Diego, California. It was raining, so that makes the news. So anybody who's listening that's outside of the general Southern California area, rain is no big deal to you. Guess what?
We got 1/8 of an inch, and it just wrecked the whole city.
It really, really did.
And it was kind of a little bummer because Mods vs. Rockers was last weekend, and Saturday night was cool. Went to the show. It was pretty awesome. The Basics, if you ever get a chance, check them out. They're amazing. It's like power pop.
Oh, rad! I did not know that.
Revolt Chicks and Roslyn's. They're all awesome too.
Cool, awesome.
And we went to the Tell 2 after party with Lexicon. So great little local ska band with Lex that has a Lambretta and sings about Lambrettas. How they break down.
This is Vespa Motorsport podcast, so take it easy, people. Take it easy.
I have several Lambrettas. I like those too. So.
All right, very good. Yeah, exactly, exactly. So, all right, so that's pretty cool.
Anything
and then,
else? Yeah.
Well, then the Sunday rally. What happened with that?
It rained out. I didn't go to that. It rained out. So
you didn't go, but
I didn't go. It was
did you know
out.
if anybody else went? Do you know? If
I
else
heard they did have some people that showed up at out of Hooley's in Hamul, but I think it was pretty dismal, probably.
Oh, bummer. So I see that you made a note here.
Anything else, Kevin?
You made a note here.
Better luck next year.
Better luck next year.
Right.
That's, you know what though?
They do hold it annually, and it's actually usually a pretty awesome event. So hundreds of motorcycles, 100 scooters.
Yeah, it's actually pretty fun, and they do welcome. You know, in the past it was kind of geared towards like the vintage scooters, but as people have realized, like modern scooters are very viable. They're all individual. They're performance machines. Most people in the community really are starting to embrace them, so they are welcome. Where in the past it was kind of like the club that kind of put it on was kind of like, oh, we don't really want to do modern scooters, and so then we just kind of foisted it upon them and said, listen, man, you got to do it. You got to do it.
It's the future.
It's the future. And so now you have modern scooters mixing with the vintage stuff, and it's fun. It's a really, really great way to get out and ride. If you're in the greater Southern California area, it's a great afternoon out. It is a weekend worth of stuff. But what's cool is it usually takes place in January, which is usually really nice weather. It's a little chilly, but you get to go and cruise through the backcountry of San Diego and realize, like, dang, I live downtown and there's country literally 15 minutes ride from where I stand downtown.
Yeah,
it's
nice
pretty
twisty,
cool.
turny roads.
Yeah, it's
lots
rad.
of fun.
Yeah, totally.
Fun times.
So that's all I have to add to that.
Okay, great. Well, done us talking here. We do have a super special guest.
Who is that?
Fabio Big Dad Ballarin. Actually, a living legend.
Yeah.
A mentor of mine.
Thank you.
Probably would not have been in this business without him.
Yeah,
it's like that important.
Yeah,
it's a little hidden gem we have here at Vespa Motorsport.
We love you, man.
Yeah,
absolutely. I'm gonna sip my cappuccino to you, man. This is to you.
So Fabio, born in Chicago, Illinois,
yes.
right?
Yeah, it's hold on a second. It's Illinois, dude.
Illinois.
Yeah,
Illinois.
like,
Illinois.
Illinois is more like one of the bands you may have seen, like the Basics. You like
Illinois.
them? That would have been fucking Illinois.
That's how California calls it. Illinois. Just a bunch of noise.
Unless you've been there and you know, and you've been beat up over it. You know how to say Illinois.
That's not the case.
So Chicago. So what side of town, man?
Probably north side.
North side, like top of Pulaski up there, like Irving Park, or where?
I can't even remember.
How
the name
old?
of the
How old?
hospital.
You're pretty. It was only just a year or two, or what?
Oh no, I was just born there while my
Okay.
parents were in transit from
Right.
Washington D.C. to Chicago.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, so
I mean to Kansas City.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then you lived in Kansas City for a little while.
4 years, yeah.
Oh, okay, got it. And then
Washington D.C.
Oh, you lived in Washington D.C., huh?
Yeah,
Wow, that's pretty cool, man. So you're on your way. You're on your way east then.
yeah.
Okay, got it.
And did your dad? Was he importing pasta or something?
No. He
The
worked for the Italian Trade Commission.
Right. So they're working with
okay.
everything, imported Italian goods.
Well, that was
Olive
when
oil?
we were in Kansas City.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, pasta.
it was one of
Pasta
the major
was the
ones.
main business that was being developed in those
Right.
days.
I think it's funny that you're like, oh, didn't he import pasta? And you're like, that is so general and
For
and
Italian
almost like,
to be importing
exactly.
pasta.
It's almost racist.
Well, it
believe
really
you'd
had
say
to do
that.
with developing the industry of the wheat and grains towards building a pasta business here in the United States and bringing in the machinery and so forth that went with it.
To produce pasta
Yeah.
here in the United States, right?
Oh, because we have to remember this was the 1960s?
Yeah, 64, 65, 66.
Wow, okay, so we didn't really have that here. It's like you would...
Probably not much.
Yeah, exactly. The way that you would get Italian food is know somebody who was Italian who knew what the hell they were doing.
Possibly.
That's it. But now it's almost it's as ubiquitous as Mexican food, you know, like for SoCal.
Yes.
You know? Or as Mexicans like to call it, food. Right?
As Chinese call it food.
Yeah.
As
Exactly.
Italians call it food. Okay.
Exactly.
So Ron, Kansas until you're 4 or 5 then?
Well, we moved to D.C. in summer of 66, I believe.
And then you moved back to Europe, right? I think.
That came later in summer of 70.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I was there, dude. That was so sick, dude.
Summer of 70.
Summer of 70.
That was mostly France you grew up in, right?
Yes.
Or was it? Yeah.
Yeah, we lived
right.
in France.
Yeah. And
What region of France? Just in case for
lived in the western suburbs of Paris.
Okay, cool. Oh, so you're like in the city then. So
Yeah.
you know, everyone usually is like country. You know, it's a big country. You know, there's cities and there's country and.
No, this was in Paris.
Oh, that's pretty cool, dude. That's cool. I had no idea. We're learning things about Fabio.
yeah, no
pretty
one
fun.
ever knew.
Everyone, we're staring at him so lovingly right now. I'm sure he's really uncomfortable talking about this thing.
Starstruck.
Exactly, a little bit.
First moped. Let's get into
Let's get into
scooters and moped stuff here.
dude. That's what people want to know. Let's go.
The first moped would have been a Chow.
Oh, well, yeah.
It was
okay.
intended for my mom to use, but me and my brother used to enjoy riding it around the backyard mostly.
Oh, yeah. And how old were you then? Do you remember?
12,
Yeah, okay.
13 maybe.
Oh, yeah. That's cool. That's about when I got my first moped, too, actually. Except that was probably rare because I was in America.
I mean,
Probably all the kids there had mopeds.
that would have put
Yeah.
it like around like 78, 79, 78?
No, sooner than that.
Sooner.
So
earlier than
76?
Yeah, 76.
Cool, awesome.
Yeah.
That was America's bicentennial. What were you doing? You were born in America. What were you doing for the bicentennial while you lived in
Well,
France?
given the organization my father worked for, we were pretty involved with the bicentennial. Had a big hoopla summer of 76.
Just making sure, dude.
Yeah,
just making sure.
Yeah.
I just checking. Just because these colors don't run, bro. Just checking.
But then
All
you guys ended up with more
passed.
with more mopeds. I think quite a little. Well, like
Well,
3
I
or
mean,
4 of
we
them.
were
or
4
something?
kids at home.
Right.
Plus, my father used to commute on his Vespa all the time.
Yeah, he had a Rally 180.
Yeah.
I think right. And green. I think it was green, wasn't it? I think I remember
Well,
pictures of it.
originally, I believe it was. I really don't remember because I think it was white.
Okay.
Then he painted it with some fluorescent.
I kind of remember seeing pictures of it. Yeah.
It had turned green in a later generation.
Nice.
So you guys, I think I remember hearing some story. You guys cross country, taking mopeds cross country. Or?
Well, quite often during the summer when we all became of age, because my brother and I, my youngest brother's only 2 years younger, and
Paulo,
Francisco.
Francisco, right.
We would go out on sometimes during the summer weekend outings to Brittany, and we'd load up his scooter.
Yeah.
And a couple of other machines into our Citroën station wagon, and head out there, park the car, and then go out on drives in the countryside.
Wow.
Yeah, so the word he just said is Citroën, but it's for everybody else.
DS20 wagon.
Exactly.
The proper pronunciation.
Oh yeah, exactly. So when you hear other people say Citroën,
I don't think most people know what a Citroën is here anymore. Probably though. No. I mean, people in the know.
Manufacturer of the deux chevaux.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So as we hear, exactly, everybody's just turned off the podcast and they're now starting to Google all this information. So that's the car. There you go. You see it? There it is. Okay, now get back to the podcast. Thanks.
So you guys went on these little adventures. What bikes were? Was it mopeds mostly, or there was a scooter or two?
Well, there's always going to be my father's scooter involved,
Rally
whether
180
we're down in Italy or in France, but several times in Italy as well during the summer when we're on vacation. He would have his bike, especially after I got my own Vespa 50. We had a couple of mopeds down there also, and we'd take tours around the Liguria Mountains and Tuscany. And the longest trip we ever did was really going from our vacation area there close to La Spezia all the way back up to Paris.
Pagazzano.
Well, yeah, Pagazzano Heights. Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. That's cool. And what's really fun is that you are giving us like this tour of the.
It's like Rick Steves all of a sudden. Right?
Exactly. Like where to go, what was cool, where you guys were cruising and stuff like that. That's pretty rad. That's pretty. It was
like kind of Tuscany area with all the marble. The mountains used to be full of marble.
That's in the immediate vicinity where the marble country is. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Marble country. We're talking marble, the countertop material, not the little round ones.
Oh, you mean the stuff that everything's made of in Italy? Yeah, exactly.
Right. Churches, sidewalks. I remember the first time I went there. Yeah, there's
kitchen
like sidewalks made of marble. It's so crazy, like seeing.
Well, that's the crappy stuff they put on the ground outside. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay, so you guys got touring all around, and but your 50 special, that was the 4-speed.
Yes, Vallombrosa green.
Ah, cool. Is that kind of British racing green, kind of darker?
Who knows?
The 100 Sport green. And
for those people who have bikes here, it'd be the 100 Sport green. I would imagine
that was probably it. Yeah, that's cool. And the square headlight one, was that?
Oh, the rectangular headlight.
Yeah, rectangular headlight. Right. So Bertoni, that was Bertoni design. I remember hearing about it. I don't know.
Bertone, yeah.
I thought so.
House of Bertone for that one.
I think that was the most produced Vespa they ever made. They made a million of those things.
The 50 special?
Yeah, the 50 special. That's what I've always heard.
I would have thought
the things they made like a million of them or something.
It is the most beautiful headset.
I like it. I think it's cool.
It is like the most beautiful headset, and I really love the small frames too, just because their back end is just so neat. And if they just didn't have to have the number plates on them for whatever.
Well, don't worry, in Italy they didn't.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they were
just your registration tag, and that was it.
Right.
So beautiful. Man.
Or road tax.
Was there
tag. It wasn't even registration. It was a road tax.
Was there even an age limit to, or was there
14? The same 14, as in France. Yeah,
okay.
No license required.
License. Yeah.
In France, I think you needed some kind of liability insurance as a minimum.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And there was no registration whatsoever.
No helmet law.
Helmet law, yes, in France.
You did? Okay.
In Italy, no. In France, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's with all the funny reflectors that show you which direction is forward. If you look at on the helmets, the French helmets, they used to have arrows on the sides and on the back to show you which way the guy's head is.
That's pretty rad. I have seen that. I didn't know what that was, though, actually. I just thought they were cool. With arrows on there.
Yeah, so mod.
I think they had it in Japanese cartoons, too, like Yamato. I think they had helmets that had little arrows on there like that.
Wild style, man. I had no idea.
So early on, I remember hearing a good story about moped carburetor contest you entered.
Well, that was towards the middle or the end of the second year of the vocational school I went to.
Right.
That and these are probably concepts that are probably ring of socialist, communist compared to anything in the States. But it was at the yearly show in Paris for manual labor industries. And being a motorcycle and bicycle mechanic was one of them, and our school was representing the trade. And over at the Peugeot stand, which was representing manufacturing on a large scale of bicycles, mopeds, small motorcycles, they just had a contest of skill for disassembling, reassembling things. And when it came to the final step or final, and this, mind you, this was also after having to pass written tests too, not just hands-on stuff, but also technology tests. And the grand final contest put me up against 6 other guys, I think, and they showed there's a brand new version of a carburetor that fit these latest model Peugeot mopeds, and I was the quickest to take it apart and put it back together properly. Properly.
Did that get installed on a bike and then have to run?
No. They just took the thing out of the box, and everybody saw the thing, and you just had to take it apart, figure it out, and put it back together.
Cool. And was there just tables all laid out with all the kids doing there? Was it audience or anything?
Oh, yeah, this was in front of people visiting the show,
Right, okay. Oh, wow. So you had that's pretty rad,
it was announced at the end and all that. And
that sounds like a good idea for a contest here sometime. Cool.
The grand prize is a Peugeot TSM moped.
So that is pretty cool. Now,
what moped was it again? It was
Peugeot TSM.
The TSM.
Yeah, it was a Peugeot moped with a top tank, kind of looked like a little motorcycle.
Yeah. Did you have one? Scott?
Engineer Scott knows.
Didn't Kerry have?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Old Supershop gaze, Kerry.
Yeah, I think Mike Rice owns it now.
Oh, really? The same one?
Whoa. The same one. It's going to pass through a few hands in town, and but it's still out there.
How old were you when all this transpired?
16.
Oh, perfect. That's so good for a 16-year-old.
No, actually,
get in there.
Back then I would have been maybe just over 17, actually.
That's great. That's really, really cool. Awesome.
And then, so the vocational school, was that for motorcycle?
Yeah, it was a private school, and I was part of the group of students. It was the first year of the school.
Right.
And it was actually an interesting experience because it was there was kids of my own age, but very few of them. It was mostly older guys and people who had already done their military service and were coming back to get re-educated or trained in fields of interest. So kind of
like what the MMI that we have here or something? Or
not
maybe?
At all. No. This is a 2-year comprehensive educational program.
Right. Wow. Okay.
And
so it's
the minimum it was a technical school. The minimum requirements already just to get in there is that you'd actually complete a 10th grade. Yeah. So you had a minimum amount of education.
Right.
And it's a 2-year program that started out with everything having to do with bicycles, and in the second year of you transition through mopeds and small engines, small motorcycles, and so forth. Wow. And in the second year, they started working exclusively on motorcycles.
And it is publicly funded.
Our school in particular was private. It was kind of a different entity, but the similar programs existed in the public sector.
Yeah. That's cool, actually.
Yeah, that's pretty rad. That's pretty rad. And so it'd be almost similar to what we have here is like charter schools and so on and so forth, where you have a charter school that has... it's vocational, but like a charter school's got an emphasis
like
on something.
DeVry or something.
Okay. All right.
Well, maybe, but you should stress it was a general, comprehensive education thing, because not only did we have shop classes where we physically worked on motorcycles, bicycles, and mopeds and so forth, but also we had welding classes, machine shop classes, and then all the academics that went along with the education, such as general technology, professional technology classes, science classes, physics classes.
Okay, right.
Language class
stuff, right? Okay.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Saying you do like secondary school.
Wow, that's pretty rad, actually. That's really cool. Moving back to America, I guess. Coming to America.
Oh well, that's
this is okay. So Scott, hold on,
yes.
Scott. This is when you have to put in just a little bit of like a ha from Coming to America. If you could
Got it. I'm on it.
All right, cool. Thanks. That was sick. Thank you.
Well, one of the reasons that actually, in hindsight, that prompted me to move here is the fact that I wasn't a French citizen.
Right, you're actually a U.S. citizen.
So for me, getting a job over there was going to be a problem.
Right. Okay.
Oh. So
not dual citizenship at all, huh? You just only were a U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
Okay.
High five on that, bro. High five on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're now friends again. Thank you. Just want to make sure.
Colorado, is that where you ended up back to? Right.
My uncle,
so your parents didn't move. Your parents didn't move back. You just moved back. Yeah.
Yeah, just myself.
And you were what, 17, 18 or what?
17 going on 18. Yeah.
Right. 17 going on 18. I've heard that song before. Pizza delivery in Colorado.
Oh yeah. That was a part-time job at nights.
Yeah.
I worked for Domino's.
It was actually Domino's.
They just opened up shop there in Fort Collins.
Whoa.
And
Fort Collins, I've been there. I was there on tour, man. That place is rad. It's a cool little college town.
Well, it used to be a cool little college town. Now it's just part of this whole metropolis that from Denver all the way up.
Yeah.
Marijuana dispensaries. So it was a chain, but it was a fledgling chain then, probably Domino's.
Domino's?
Right?
No, they just opened up.
Like the first store, like the first outlet, kind of, or
I guess,
or one of very few.
Well, when college was out of session, Fort Collins lost half of its population.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in the summer it was kind of slow, but during school year it was pretty busy.
Wow, that's pretty cool. And I remember you had to deliver. You had a scooter or motorcycle there.
Well, I used to drive my uncle's VMA1 that's here in the shop still.
Okay, right. Yeah, exactly.
That one, the blue one.
The 66.
Oh, the blue one.
Which used to be white.
The Sears. The Sears blue badge.
Yeah.
That's now blue. The whole thing's blue.
I was there with him when he bought it.
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty cool. Not at Sears, though, but he probably bought it private party.
Oh,
yeah.
He just bought it second.
What did he pay for that?
Oh, like $250 or something. But don't forget, this was 1980 or 81 or something. So plus we were in Colorado. Nobody who the hell wanted something like that.
Right. Like, what is that thing?
Exactly.
And you're delivering pizzas in the snow and stuff, or were you
that
ever?
was the fun part of pizzas at night. I will say that the climate there in Fort Collins was quite different from Denver. It's in Denver could have been storming, and we had nice blue skies, even though it was about 70 miles away.
But it's still pretty cold.
But no, definitely cold. No, there was nights where you'd step outside, and the nose. As soon as you take a breath of air, your nose hairs would freeze. It would get pretty chilly.
We have no idea what that feels like.
We really don't.
We really don't.
I mean, that'd be in the teens or something, probably, or in the temperature wise.
Anything below 32.
It feels 25, it's cold. It's damn cold.
Exactly. Anything below 32 is for somebody else, not me.
And then I remember a newspaper ad or something a mechanic needed in San Diego. Is that right?
Well, during summer of '82, my parents were on vacation here, and they happened to just be perusing the newspaper.
The Tribune.
Who knows? It could have been. It could have been the other one.
Los Angeles Times.
One.
There was.
Remember, there used to be two.
Right.
Yeah.
God, what was the other one called?
And anyhow, they saw an ad, wanted moped mechanic, Vespa mechanic, and in a matter of a week, I moved from Fort Collins here to San Diego.
Yeah, that's right. And that was
this was back in mid-September of '82.
Right. And that was the Vespa shop on El Cajon Boulevard.
The Vespa San Diego.
Vespa San Diego was right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's the one that's down the way there.
The building's still there.
Yeah, it's now like a stereo outlet place.
It was, I think it's been vacant.
It used to be Dow Stereo for a number of years before that.
Yeah, DOW now.
Dow. God.
They had the best commercials.
I'm trying to remember one right now.
They're blow out. Everything was blowing out.
Exactly.
Blowout specials. I think it's been vacant for a while though. I think, but I don't know the exact address. I should have probably done
3762.
Oh, there you go. 3762 El Cajon Boulevard. If you want to make a pilgrimage.
Try it again. Pilgrimage.
It's just like Illinois.
If you'd like to make a pilgrimage. Oh my God.
Do you want to go through these other little fun questions here? So that brings us to San Diego, and you're working in San Diego as a Vespa mechanic for Vespa San Diego.
But the thing is, they were also a Pook dealer and a dealer for a couple other brands of mopeds. So working on Vespas wasn't everything.
Right.
There was a ton of moped work going on.
Right.
Okay. It was the 80s, dude. Full on.
I remember that's when you met Conrad, Macy, and
Darren.
And Darren, yeah.
Darren Sefcik.
And so what happened to Vespa San Diego? I kind of remember, some... I don't know if you want to get into those stories.
Yeah,
but let's say it's poor management. Yeah, there we go. Mismanaged. That's probably the politest
that's what
way to put
opened
it.
the door, gave me the opportunity to start out my own business.
Yeah, and it was Vespa and Moped Repair.
Vespa and Moped Repair was the name I picked.
Okay, and that was what year?
Well, that would have been late. Well, as a matter of fact, late 83.
Okay. Late 83. And that was Vespa Moped Repair.
All right. Anybody who's out there right now who's, say, in there between 35 and 45, where were you in 83? What kind of foolishness were you up to?
Were you starting your own business?
Yeah, were you starting your own business as a young man? I don't think so.
Yeah, because how old you weren't very old.
I wasn't even 20 when I started Vespa Supershop.
That's genius, dude. That's so
rad.
cool. Good for you, man. Wow. I had no idea. This timeline is all like, it kind of like unfolding in front of me. It's really neat.
Talking about timeline, we are starting to run out of time. We're going to have Fabio back on the next episode 3 of the podcast, where we go over Vespa Supershop. The birth of Vespa Supershop.
Yeah, let's do that.
The birth of Vespa Supershop.
Yeah, that's a great cutoff point.
Yeah, actually, we'll go over those questions.
Cool. Awesome. So, hey,
those.
Scott the engineer, thanks so much for your help.
But, we have... Do we have pop culture stuff in that?
Nah, let's get that one. You know what?
We're kind of running over almost already.
Yeah, let's get it on.
Product review. We can do a quick product review. Let's at least do those.
You guys want to do that? It's fun.
Let's do that. I just got the scarf here. I want to talk about the silky smooth.
I'm so hungry I could scarf
thinner,
that scarf.
And you could scarf the scarf down.
That's so gross.
Nice thin, smooth, lightweight, traditional. It's actually, I think, acrylic actually on this one. Year round. This is part of our winter wear-a-thon collection.
I like all the keywords you just hit.
I know. Is that nice? Partner MI0206. But then there's several different colors it comes in too. So
let me feel that.
$29.95. It's actually on sale for $24.99. It's part of our winter wear-a-thon collection.
How long is it?
I don't know, 5 feet. Is that like 5 feet? 6 feet? I don't know. What's that? 6 feet? What's your wingspan?
Oops, about 4.5, I think.
4.5 feet. Okay.
Yeah, 4.5.
Actually, and we're gonna give another giveaway. We're gonna do our giveaway thing here really quick. The first 5 people.
It fits.
The post on the Vespa Motorsport Facebook page under podcast episode 2. Don't post it under our first podcast episode.
Yeah.
And it's the first 5 people. I like the Vespa Motorsport podcast. Enjoy the ride. You have to put that little phrase in there too. Enjoy the ride. You're gonna get a free Vespa Motorsport scarf to the first 5 people. And remember, this is what we're. What's today? February 5th. So, 2016. So if you're listening to this in the future.
The year 2000.
This giveaway may have already been done, so
exactly.
Very possible. There's already been 5 people have posted something up there, so don't try it. It's probably already done. So
actually, you know what? If it's 2023 and you are, and we're still around, you should post something.
You should just post something. Find that old Facebook post from years from the past
do it.
and post something on there.
Maybe we'll still have those scarves. And stuff
maybe there hasn't been 5 people that's posted yet. That's always a possibility.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing! Like the back of a comic book. You're like, I'm going to get some X-ray specs.
I know this episode 2. This will probably go on in a couple weeks. Episode 2, so that'll be February.
Late Febs.
Yeah, mid-Feb.
Mid-Feb.
Mid-Feb. So yeah, I think that's it. I think we can wrap up this episode 2.
Cool. All right, let's clap that one out. All right.
Yeah. Thanks, Fabio. Right, Thank you very, very much for coming on our little rinky-dink show here. And we'll have you back on episode 3 very, very shortly.
Cool.
In a couple weeks.
All right. Well,
episode 3.
Hey, listen. Thanks so much for tuning in. Enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride. Oh, music. Cue the music.